Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So welcome to another round of Battlefield 6 leaks. I don't really know how many rounds we've been through at this point. I mean, there's just a ton of leaks coming out on a daily basis, and we're here to deliver. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the characters of the next Battlefield game. If you don't know, we're going to have some characters in the next game. I would say you don't really need to be worried about them. They're most of the times just like Battlefield 5 elites, no special abilities, nothing. But we are going to compare Battlefield 6 characters to Battlefield 2042 specialists and also to Battlefield 5 elites. We've also got the loadouts for the IFVs, the infantry fighting vehicles. We're going to talk about those as well. We've got some Levolution events for the next game. We don't really know a lot about them, but we're going to talk about what we know, and we also have some things about character customization as well that we are going to go through. Just remember, if you don't know anything about this next Battlefield game's characters, I made a video explaining those, and I'll put the link down in the description, and will also pop up on the top right corner. You can go ahead and watch that as well to get to know what's going on. There are descriptions, bio about every character that you might want to know, and things like that. Also, do make sure to go down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the next game. Let me know if you're optimistic about it or not. Let me know what you think about today's leaks. And without further ado, guys, let's just get started. So there was a guy called Shroomy basically leaking some stuff on Reddit. Whatever you see here was on Reddit a few days ago. So let's go ahead and see what we've got here. So we've got extraction example 3 for the updated EXP format in Battlefield 2025. Key events on maps. Some maps feature a gameplay layer called key events, which is just another name for like Levolution events. So we're going to start with the map Battery, one of the maps of the next game. The key event here is going to be an artillery strike. I don't know if it's going to be activated by chance or players can activate it, no idea, but apparently it should be able to change the layout of the map to a degree because, well, it's an artillery strike, at least it's going to put some holes there. It's going to destroy a building or two, probably, things like that. But we don't really know for sure. Moving on to Capstone. For Capstone, we have a landslide start, landslide_temp, and landslide_end. So apparently the Levolution event for the map Capstone is going to be some sort of landslide. Back in the days of Battlefield 4, on the map Lumphney Garden, if you guys have played, had some sort of landslide flood-like thing that could completely just change the layout of the map. And apparently it's going to be something like that. Like, that was the first thing that came to my mind. For the map Aftermath, we've got a central building collapse east and the central building collapse west. I believe the core of the building will just stand there and the building wouldn't be completely destroyed. Otherwise, we wouldn't have an east side or a west side of the building. That's also interesting. It has to do something with opening up more lines of sight into the building. I don't know, things like that probably, but it won't just completely destroy the building as it says. For the map Abbasid, it was the key event part was empty, and Shroomy says currently everything is set to 0. It's either unfinished or not beneficial for an early playtest, or it's reserved for marketing. So in my opinion, it might be all of them really, but one thing here is for sure, Levolution events are events that completely change the layout of the map. If you guys remember, not like 2042, because we don't really have like Levolution events, real Levolution events in 2042. Back in the days in Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, or even in Battlefield 3, Levolution events could completely change the layout of a map, right? And considering that, it has to be very practical and it has to be very thought about when you want to implement something like that into a map. So maybe it's just not ready yet. Maybe it's that simple. But again, we're talking about EA, greedy, you guys know them. We're talking about DICE. They are great, almost perfect in making trailers. Maybe they left it for trailers. They don't want it to be leaked or anything. But, we have to wait and see. There are also key events without map links. Maps not available in the playtest, or it can also include campaign levels. We've got Pipeline Explosion, we've got Shockwave_small, we've got a main shockwave, we've got a tunnel flood low and a tunnel flood high, we've got a tower, maybe we have the collapse of a tower here, just like something like the Siege of Shanghai of Battlefield 4, I don't know. We've got a power fail temp, those were probably for multiplayer. For Battle Royale here, we've got the R&D hazard, the Marina flood, the tech explosion, storage fire, and shrink ring. It appears that we're also going to have another ring of fire, or don't really know. It's going to be a ring there, just like Battlefield 5's Firestorm, and that's going to be about Battle Royale. But we have 2 events for single player as well. We've got the GHOL_SP, and we have the BDAM, _SB. Both are probably for single player. These events are triggered by an activation mechanic, so it could be both by player and by chance. If it's going to be activated by a player, it seems to require one or more specific location or trigger points. So we have things like that even in Battlefield 2042, those small Levolution events. I don't really think they can call it Levolution events. There are small things you can do. For example, in Discarded, you can just bring down a part of the ship, and those are things that only players can do, that don't happen by chance. But there are things that happen by chance. Frequency probably adjustable via server-side values, like the Tornado in Battlefield 2042. You guys probably know that, like the Sandstorm, Tornado, things like that. And they can have up to 3 states or variations, which is unclear without example data right now. So going back to that central building, west side and east side, it could be like this. Maybe first time we're going to see the collapse of the east side, then the west side, and maybe the whole building can actually come down. If we have 3 states for every single Levolution event, that could make sense, but in my opinion, not every Levolution event will have 3 states, because that really doesn't make sense for some of these events, as it appears. So that was all about Levolution events, but let's take a look and see what we have for soldier customization. So soldier customization based on metadata, definition slots /UI, and an unlucky area files. Alright, so we have primary customization slots. We've got head, torso, legs, and hands. But secondary customizations, or the additional menu, is going to be patch 1, patch 2, and rank. All 3 are in torso part. And we've got camo, which has modifiers for head, torso, or legs, but all available camos are placeholders or from Battlefield 2042. So we have some Battlefield 2042 skins there, in my opinion, just for the files not to be empty. We have 12 characters. According to the faces, 8 are male and 4 are female, but the number is not final as there are a few more placeholders. So, in my opinion, 4 female characters are more than enough. Let me tell you something, this might be controversial to some people, and it might be sensitive to some other, but in my opinion, this is just common sense. Do you know the percentage of my female viewers on the channel, guys? 1%. That's right, 1% of my viewers, of my total viewers in the history of the channel are female. And I would say the amount of female players, and for example, the whole player counts of Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, and Battlefield 2042 wouldn't reach above 5%. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate to that as well. Like, you see so many female players in games like Counter-Strike, in games like Call of Duty, you know, in games like the Battlefield, Rainbow Six Siege. For some reason, I don't really know what the reason is. They're just a bit more intense, something like that. Female players are considerably lower. I would say 4 female characters are more than enough. Boots are always part of the leg cosmetics and can't be modified independently. Patch 1 default is also your class. Patch 2 default is empty. Rank is optional. Fixed texture unlock for every rank. Actual design and positions are unclear. So one patch is going to be your class patch. Basically, the other patch is going to be empty. I don't really know about this, but according to previous leaks, you can basically have so many patches for your second patch, in my opinion, and you might even be able to customize them somehow. That's going to be really great. I would say a huge thing for people to be able to have their own customized patch on their uniform. And you can also have your rank on your uniform, which is just basically optional. You can choose whether or not you want to have it. Sets with fixed parts, no mix and match, similar to legendaries in 2042 are back, or just a leftover of 2042. All items have a rarity value from 0 to 3, so like 0, 1, 2, 3, with no models, textures, or even item names, only placeholders like hands 001, hands 002, and etc. So apparently it should be something like common, rare, epic, and legendary, because we have 4 stages of rarity here basically, but that's just also my guess. We also have unlock criteria here with a few examples. Apparently the list was too long. We've got mastery here, we've got quests, which are challenges, we've got rank here, player, store, battle pass 01, battle pass 02, Battlefield Pro 01, Battlefield Pro 02. And about this, most IDs of the higher tiered cosmetic items have battle pass 01, store, or Battlefield Pro as unlock criteria, so same as in Battlefield 2042 with the exception of Pro. So it appears that higher tier cosmetics are only available via the store, a Battle Pass, or the Battlefield Pro subscription. No surprise there. Of course they are going to put their higher tier cosmetics as things that you need to pay for. Of course they're not going to give it away free, and there's no surprise there. But that was all about character customization. Let's just jump straight to Battlefield 6 characters and take a look at them and compare them to Battlefield 2042 specialists and Battlefield 5 elites. So this is again by Vanik. He's been leaking so much stuff lately, but this one isn't a leak. This is just some sort of explanation so people can understand what's going on here. So in all three games, the characters have unique names and biography, which is just common sense. In Battlefield 5, elites can't use different cosmetics, but in Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield 6, characters can actually use different cosmetics. In Battlefield 5, elites were not class locked, meaning you could use every single one of them on each class, but in 2042 and in Battlefield 6, they are going to be class locked. Battlefield 6 and Battlefield 5 also have faction locked characters, meaning that you basically just can't have the same character when you're playing as Pax Armada in Battlefield 6 or you're playing in US. The factions basically determine what characters you can play as. Whereas in 2042, that's not the case. You can be Crawford in US and you can be Crawford in Russia, for example. But this is where things get interesting. In Battlefield 2042, specialists have different unique abilities, which is not the case in Battlefield 6 and Battlefield 5. So about Battlefield 6 characters, you just don't really need to worry about it. If things are going to be how they say they're going to be, you don't really need to be worried about that, because you won't get ridiculous cosmetics, you won't get special abilities, you won't get any of that, right? This is just a way for them to sell people sets. That's it. They really have to do this, guys. Let's be honest. Like, I'm all down for realistic cosmetics, realistic soldiers, and realistic uniforms, all those kind of stuff. And I really hate the ridiculous sets, banana sets, Nicki Minaj sets, things like that when I see them in different games. And I really wish they don't go down that path for the next Battlefield game. But just realistically looking at it, they need to sell something, you know? And this is the safest way to do it without just ruining the game, just like 2042 with, bullshit specialists. So that's about that. And for the final section of this video, let's take a look at the infantry fighting vehicles, which are going to be Bradley and the CV90, and see their loadout and equipment slots. Everything about them is basically leaked. So let's take a look. This is also by Vanik. So infantry fighting vehicles are going to be a light armored combat vehicle used to transport and provide fire support for soldiers on foot, very strong against enemy soldiers, and can take on tanks in a limited fashion. For primary weapons, you've got the MPLD, which stands for multi-purpose low drag. You've got the HEAB, high explosive air burst, APFS DST, armor piercing, fin stabilized discarded sabot, and the canister. For secondary weapons, you've got the ATGM Humming, a humming anti-ground vehicle missile that guides itself towards a locked onto target. You've got light rockets, unguided short-range rockets effective versus vehicles, and tow missile, which is an optically tracked anti-tank missile that is manually guided. For driver equipment slot 1, you've got smoke discharger. When activated, a cloud of smoke is created surrounding the vehicle, and you've got smoke screen. Obscures the vehicle by continuously emitting smoke, can be laid down as a wall of smoke when driving, and the smoke has the same effect as smoke discharger. Driver equipment slot 2, you've got advanced threat detection system. When activated, the system detects the source of incoming damage, and you've got proximity detection system. When activated, a detection pulse detects enemy presence close to the tank. For passenger weapon slot, you've got light machine gun, heavy machine gun, and automatic grenade launcher, just basic stuff. For passenger equipment slot, you've got a smoke launcher. When activated, it launches smoke bombs in the direction look at, creating a wall of obscuring smoke. And we've got passive abilities here as well. Targeting and thermal protection, provides resistance to lock on and reduced spotting duration when not firing. We've got durability here. Additional armor reduces max speed and maneuverability, but provides resistance to all damage. We've got advanced systems here. It reduces the cooldown of all vehicle equipment and increases the duration of secondary equipment. We also have a field maintenance here, which improves the rate of passive health and ammo regeneration. So that was all about the leaks today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope this video was helpful. Do make sure to go down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the leaks. Let me know what you think about the characters, the cosmetics, and do you really think they shouldn't really make characters just to sell like sets and uniforms? And if not, how do you think they can make money from the game, right? Because it's a live service game. So thank you all guys for watching. Until next time, guys, stay cool.